Shalom, shalom. Shalom, Israel. This is the I.S.U.P.K. Started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General YAHANNA. Tonight is the Tuesday night brotherhood class. So we just gonna wait till a couple more people get in here, get online, get tuned into the class. This Precinct Officer Canuck out of Orlando. And I'm gonna hold it down for Officer Thawashab till he's able to join. So what we're gonna do is let a few more people get on, and then we're gonna get into the class. And tonight's class is gonna be about Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You are the chosen people of the Most High. You are the lost 12 tribes of Israel. And we're gonna bring out scriptures to prove that, because it's right in the Bible where you can find it. The Bible say, prove all things. And one thing that the I.S.U.P.K. under Commander General YAHANNA has taught us is that we can prove of everything we saying. We can back it up with proof. So let a few more brothers and a little more sisters get in. Shalom, Yahweh Shem Shabarakatah. Yahweh Shamar Atah Shem Yahweh to the sisters. All right. And you know, this book that they call the Bible is our book. It's our record book, as Commander Junior Hunter has taught us. These hold our records. They tried to do away with our whole existence, saying that we are this and we are that, everything but children of God. We don't have no history, that they try to say. We ain't got no future, as they try to say. And it's just full of lies. They say we ain't the children of Israel. How can a Black, Hispanic, and a Native American be God's chosen people? That's what the world say. Christian pastors, they don't teach you nothing. You don't know who you is, going or coming. They've been in charge since, I don't even know, like plantation days. Like y'all seen the movie Birth of a Nation. And movies after that show that half of our learning experience of who we are came from our enemies. And the enemy ain't gonna tell you greater than him. He ain't gonna tell you that you the best thing walking around on this earth, that you descend from kings and priests, that the greatest man that ever walked this earth, as in Yahweh Shah, who y'all ignorantly call Jesus Christ, was an Israelite. They ain't gonna tell you that you descend from them. No. Tell you a coon, spit, a Negro, African American, a Mexican, a wetback, a red man, a Native American, an Indian. That's what they're gonna say. But in this Bible, it tells us who we are. It shows us who we are. And this book wasn't meant for everybody. It wasn't meant for everybody. It wasn't given to everybody. Yeah, they stole it from us, made it out of something that it's not. But the Most High words stand firm. They not void. So tonight we're gonna bring that up. We're gonna prove our existence and who we are and where we come from. With the same Bible that's in the hotel rooms, on the nightstand that you barely even look at. You didn't even know that your whole history It's right in that Bible. You didn't know that your whole existence of where you are and who you are and what you're supposed to be doing is right in that Bible that you got laid on your grandma's coffee table, that collecting dust, that holding up old pictures. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're going to do. That's what Commanding General YAHANNA has taught the men of the I.S.U.P.K. is to come out to save your people as Christ ordered us to. Don't worry about the other nations. They doing their thing. They've been doing their thing. They ain't worried about us. They never cared about us. They don't care about our poverty and what we're going through. They don't love us. Love your folks first. And that's the thing. The other nations make you seem like you a bad person when you just got love for your own people. When you love them first, they make you seem like, oh, you dead wrong. You're supposed to love me. Or you're supposed to show us love. But we've been trying to show them love for forever, and what they do? Unalive us unjustly. Hang us on trees in 2023 still. Kill our children, unalive our children. Flood our neighborhoods with drugs. Keep us at a low standard. And these are all part of the curses that our people go through because we didn't stick to who we were. We didn't lean and follow our power, the Most High Yahweh, the living God of Israel. So we're going to bring it out today. We're going to get into it today. And I want to take a page out of Officer Kazak's book. And we're going to start off with Shalom, Trooper Shaya. Is that Sister Shayara? Oh, I'm sorry, Salakia sister. We're going to start off with Hebrews chapter 5, verse 12. And it say, for when the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again. So when you call yourself trying to tell somebody something, you first got to come into this truth. You first got to come into the I.S.U.P.K. under Commanding General YAHANNA, the only man that's authorized to be above the nation under Christ, to show the people how to turn back to the Most High. The I.S.U.P.K. is the only people that authorized to teach on these streets or to teach people anything according to this Bible. So before you go and try to teach somebody something, you got to be taught. You got to relearn everything that you thought you knew. When I came into the truth, I thought I knew the Bible. When it come to find out and I was going into classes, I didn't know nothing. All my years going to Sunday school class, revivals, all that stuff. I wasn't learning nothing. I thought I knew something. But the men in the I.S.U.P.K. taught me how to serve my Lord, how to serve my God, taught me who I was and what I'm supposed to be doing. Which be the first principles and the oracles of God. This is the first thing you need to know. You need to be taught again by somebody that's authorized to be a teacher, to teach under Commanding General YAHANNA. And all these other groups y'all see out there, all these breakoffs, I call them Kit Kat groups because they are break off from a break off, just like the Kit Kat. You break them off, then you break another one off, and then you break another one off. Kit Kat groups. They not authorized to teach. The Lord is with the I.S.U.P.K. He put his name on the I.S.U.P.K. And that's what we are taught, the truth. You ain't in the truth if you ain't in the I.S.U.P.K. And that's a hard pill to swallow for some folks. A lot of people out there think that they in the truth because they know that they are Israelites and they know how to say the Most High name and Yahweh name. And they know the tribes of Israel. A lot of people think that, but if you're not in the truth, if you're not in the I.S.U.P.K, you're not in the truth. Point blank, and it's simple, just like that. And are become such as have need of milk and not of strong meat. And me and Officer Marcus was just talking about this today. The pastors don't teach you nothing because they don't know nothing. The meat is the deeper understanding of the scriptures. And when you come to find out, you need to be taught the first things, the simpler things, who you are, where you come from, what tribe you from, all this and that. You need to learn that first before you try to learn about reincarnation and all these other things that just way behind your comprehension in the beginning. You work your way up to that. Just learn the basic stuff first. And pastors don't even know the basics, so they can't even teach you nothing. They can't teach you the deeper, the dark saying, like as Officer Nashar was saying last night on Monday class, the scriptures, the dark sayings. They can't teach you them things because they don't know them themselves. You have to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments to understand these scriptures. And if you don't do that, the Lord ain't with you, and He ain't gonna reveal nothing to you. So we just want to get that and let you know that come into the I.S.U.P.K, get in class, be taught the right way. Get in class and get some understanding of these scriptures by men that serve the Lord, by brothers that serve the Lord, under command and journey YAHANNA. That's what needs to happen, right? And that's very important because you gotta share that Christianity. If you've been a Christian for 20-some years, you ain't gonna share that off in 3 weeks. We've been doing this for forever. Almost seemed like it. Being a Christian. Coming to your true identity. Learn who you are. All right. So the first scripture we're gonna go to is Deuteronomy 27:1. And the Lord put he held on to this. I mean, Commander Journey Hunter held on to this because if it wasn't for him holding on, not dropping his sword, where will a lot of brothers be right now? Probably be out there still in the world, not knowing or not changing their life. So we got, big ups to Commander Journey Hunter for never dropping his sword, never turning his back on his people, never losing what he was taught, that he taught us and broke it down for us to understand. Now you got all kind of brothers and sisters from all different places of the world, in the United States, in the islands, in the UK. We got brothers in the UK, Brazil. Got brothers everywhere turning their lives over to the Most High, coming back to their laws, statutes, and commandments, coming back to their culture and their nationality. It's a beautiful thing. If you weren't in it, you probably wouldn't believe it. That brothers can be in one place without shooting each other or arguing or fighting or cussing, or sisters dressing moderately, not showing they behind, showing they front behind, they front part of they self. Having value, standing on something, family sticking together, sticking it out, holding it down. You wouldn't believe it. So Deuteronomy chapter 27, verse 1, it says, and Moses with the elders of Israel commanded the people, saying, keep all the commandments which I command you this day. Moses is telling us to keep the commandments because that's what holds us together. What they say, that's the bread and butter. That's the thing that keep us connected with the Most High. That's the thing that keep us holy. And holy means separate. That's the thing that identifies us as Israel, is the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High that the Most High gave to us. He said, keep them. If you keep them, then you will never lose sight of who you is. You will never like be without. The Most High will fight for us. He'll be with us. He'll walk with us. He'll keep us straight. As long as you do what you're supposed to do, he gonna always keep his promise. That's just like a father, like how you you do what your father tell you to do, he gonna look out for you. He gonna make sure you straight. You start cutting up, he gonna cut up with you. You know what I mean? So we got Moses said, keep these laws, statutes, and commandment, which he commanded us this day, that when we was coming out of Egypt and we was in the wilderness, the Lord knew we needed laws, statutes, and commandments because we had been slaves for 400 years. We didn't even really have our own minds. We did what the Egyptians did. We followed them around. We did what they did. We were slaves. The Lord gave us an identity and a purpose through these laws, statutes, and commandments. That's what separates you from all the other nations. These laws, statutes, and commandments. Don't nobody else have these. Like in Psalms, like paraphrasing, of course, it said he only know us. He only gave us his laws, statutes, and commandments and judgment. He ain't dealt with no other nation like that, contrary to what the pastors may say. They always trying to give away what belongs to us. Stop, like Commander General YAHANNA said one time, stop giving away what belongs to us. These laws, statutes, and commandments belong to us. This Bible belongs to us. Wearing our priestly garment belongs to us. Stop giving it away. You're giving it away because you don't value it or you don't know it. You don't know that you are the chosen people of the Most High. But we're going to learn that we are. We're going to learn that today. We're going to go to Deuteronomy 28 and 1. Because this whole Bible is about Israel. When the Most High talking about telling the prophets to tell the people, he's talking about the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. He said to Israel, go to Israel. Tell Israel this. It ain't say tell everybody this. It ain't say tell everybody that. It says us. But first you have to know who the Israelites are. Who is the Lord talking to when he's saying these things? I remember I used to think when I was going to church and stuff, I used to think that the Israelites was the people that died off. They almost was like a fantasy. Like they died, like these people I know where they lived for a time and then they're no longer here with us. Like they gone. They're like a mystery. Because the pastors never taught us that we are those people. They never taught us that, the real Jews are the sons of the slaves. They never taught us that. So we didn't know that. Hey, Shalom, Officer Atazab, Sister Bayana. So Deuteronomy 28 and 1 say, and it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord will set thee on high above all the nations of the earth. Now this is saying, if you would listen to the Lord, not just listen, but observe and do them, recognize them, and do them. Salaki, sir, that's one thing I haven't learned how to do yet, was put it in the chat, sir. Salaki. If you could, Baba Kashai, if you can some kind of way assist me in that, it'd be greatly appreciated. Salaki. It said observe and do them. First you gotta listen real good. Then you gotta observe. Then you gotta do them. Then you gotta do them. You know? And it said the Lord will set thee on high. Like right now, we ain't on high. We low. We on the bottom of everything. We ain't where the Lord positioned us to be, where he intended for us to be. We not. Only place we are high at is really in sports, but at the same time, we still low because it's owners over us. They tell us how to conduct ourselves. They tell us what we can do, what we can't do. The laws apply different to us than they do for everybody else. The laws apply different to us. You know what I'm saying? We can't do even Jay Morant. He got suspended for brandishing a gun, which it's lawful for him to have one because he got papers for it. But on TikTok and Instagram all day, you see even kids, little, Edomite kids having guns, shooting deers and doing all this brandishing guns, and they don't even get in no trouble. But you get in trouble. You get sit down. They stop your money from coming in some kind of way. Always. They got different laws. We have different laws. We got laws and statutes coming from the Most High. They laws come from them. And yeah, we got to obey their laws too, just so we won't be in jail, just so we can be out here to take care of our families. You know what I'm saying? So we have to put on our seatbelt, don't run red lights, don't do all that kind of stuff. But we also, which is most important, follow the laws and statutes of the Most High, because that keep us alive, that keep us safe, that keep us separate. That's what we have to do. It ain't no question. Lord ain't asked us, hey, can you follow these laws? He told us what to do. A father don't when he wants you to do something that he mean business, he don't ask you, he tell you. And the Lord told us, observe these commandments. Don't just observe them, do them. You have to do them. And he said he will set us on high. You know what it is to be on high? Not high on drugs or nothing like that, but to be above everybody. Our people been down so long, being up ain't never crossed their mind. Being more than what they is, they never really crossed their mind. They think they just that's it. It is what it is. That's just it. And I blame the leaders and the pastors for not teaching us who we are and what we're supposed to be doing. All the marching and the rallies and every so-called black leader that we had, they done unalived them or turned them on to drugs. They killed Christ. They unalived Christ. he was here to show us the right way how to do things. Because you were Israelite. Because you the Most High chosen. And that comes with a very high responsibility. That comes with a very high responsibility. All right. So Deuteronomy 28:1 said, if you listen and observe and do, you will be set on high. That'll be the blessings. So from like 1 through 14, it's telling you all the blessings that you would get and all the benefits that you would get from listening and observing and doing and following these laws, statutes, and commandments. Live wonderful. Have to worry for nothing. Lord will take care of us. He got us. But in verse 15, let's see what verse 15 says. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses, not blessings, all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. So if you don't listen to the Most High and do what he told you to do and follow these laws, statutes, and commandments and not celebrate birthdays, not celebrate Christmas, not celebrate Valentine's Day, 4th of July, Halloween, all this crap, you're going to be cursed. I don't know about y'all, but celebrating Christmas, that's a curse. Y'all damn near be ready to go broke to buy Christmas gifts. Y'all damn near go broke. It's either do I pay the rent or do I buy my baby this PS5 and bikes and all other toys that ain't gonna last January 1st. Y'all really be contemplating on not paying y'all doggone rent. Not alone not paying tithes. We ain't even gonna talk about that. Then y'all be having to borrow money and go here just for them to my well, the kids want to be happy. Man, what the heck? What you mean? Them kids will be happy either way if you told them the truth. Don't tell my baby Santa Claus ain't real. Why? Why not tell them the truth? They always say always telling kids, don't lie to me, but you lie to them though. That's a hypocrite in your own self. Telling them that some Edomite fat guy come in your house and leave you something. We have Edomite guy ever gave blacks, Hispanics or something and Native Americans something without wanting something in return or having an agenda about it. So the whole theme of Christmas is you should them red flags right there. Even though I was in the world, I knew there wasn't no doggone Santa Claus. I knew my mama bought them damn gifts. I'm believing no damn Santa. Why he had to be white? Why he can't be black? Which the real Saint Nicholas is really truly a black man. But look how they lie to you and make you think otherwise. They make you think that can't nothing good be black, Hispanic, or Native American when the best people are those people. We created all the designs, street lights, air conditioning, refrigerators. The Native Americans would kill unalive a buffalo and use every part of that animal. Wasn't none left to waste. Wasn't none left to waste. When them Edomites, when they killed them, they just took the skin off and then leave them there. Just leave the whole buffalo there. Our Mexican brothers can build a house in 2 hours. I'm just joking, but them brothers are really gifted with their hands. And now when I work my slavery, I work outside. So everywhere I go, I see our Israelite brothers getting it in. Either they on the roof, they doing gas lines. Them brothers doing something. You know what I'm saying? That's why they enslaved us, because we the best workers. We even in throughout slavery, we invented things to help us out, to make our hardship a little easier, because we didn't follow these laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord said, you will be cursed. And we're going to go through it, because the curses are how we identify ourselves as the Israelites. Because nobody else go through these curses. Who else is being unalive at an alarming rate as a Black Hispanic of a Native American man in the world today? Over years, way over 400 years. The transatlantic slave trade, over 100 million. 100 million? If the Lord wasn't with us, we would have been wiped out. 100 million. And that's just the voyage from there to here, or from here to there. 100 million didn't survive. What the Holocaust got on us? Nothing. The Lord said he wouldn't utterly destroy us, because he kept a promise. He keep his promise. He made a promise to our forefather Abraham. But we didn't hold up our end of the bargain. Shalom. Hey, y'all now?
Kanawakan, sir.
Now, what's going on, boy?
Shalom, Yahweh, Shah, Maya checking in.
What's going on, boy? How you doing?
It's like you, sir, good.
That's what's up. But yeah, so we been going through it, but the Lord still been with us. Even through our punishment, the Lord still been with us, just holding us down. Yeah, we being chastised, because just like a good father, he chastised the ones he loved. He chastised us because he loved us, but we didn't do right, so we lost all track record of who we were according to these scriptures. Verse 16 say, Deuteronomy 28 and 16. Young man Mark, you able to read?
Kanawakan, sir.
Could you get Deuteronomy 28 and 16 for me, Baba Kasha?
It's like you, sir. What was the verse and chapter?
Deuteronomy 28 and 16. And once we bring out these scriptures, it's gonna be no other kind of evidence that can't say that we ain't these people. Because these curses that we go through, don't nobody else go through them. You got that, boy?
Kanawakan, sir.
Go ahead and break it out for me, boy.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 18.
Verse 16, brother.
It's like you, sir. This is the
Yeah,
book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
It said, curse shall that be in the city. And all our cities in the United States, we the only ones that get gunned down by the police that's supposed to protect and serve. That's a curse. Police arriving late after you done called them a whole hour ago. When somebody done broke into your house, they show up eating donuts and drinking coffee. Like, what y'all want now? What happened? Oh, another brother done broke into your house. What happened to that? You know what I'm saying? They make us out of a joke. The Lord said this is a curse for down here in Orlando. Just not a few months ago, a young sister was unalive, found hung on a tree, still getting hung in 2023 in the city. And Orlando Police Department ain't but about 3 blocks from where she was found. Curse are you be in the city. Curse when the police come into your neighborhood and they kick in your door and you should be unalive. You should be shot sitting on your couch eating ice cream. Curse shall you be when the police roll up to your spot and just start shooting through the door. Or got the wrong identity and shoot you while you running away, knowing that you're not a threat. That's a curse. You don't see Chinese people getting shot for selling you dog and cat. They don't get shot. They get businesses in your city. You don't see them Arabs getting shot. You damn near don't see no Edomites getting shot after they shoot people. They get took to Burger King when they unaliving you in your city, at your Dollar Trees, at your grocery stores. They are considered heroes. You don't even make it to court nowadays. They hold court right there in the street with you. Yeah, he guilty. Shoot him in the head. Choke him out in front of everybody while everybody watching. Get it on camera. What good is the body camera when they don't allow you to use the body camera when they done did something wrong? You got to fight tooth and nail just to get the evidence to show that, hey, they was wrong for this. Curse of that be in the field. Be on your job. Last to hire, first to fire.
Shalom, y'all. Bashar.
Hey, Shalom, how about you, Shabbat? What's going on, Troop?
Not to sir.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. Curse of you be in the field. In the field is where you do most of your work. You in the field, you in the city, and you curse everywhere you go. You can't make it from A to B without worrying about the police pulling you over. You know how dangerous traffic stops was in 2019, 2020, 21, 22. You wasn't making it out of your car. You weren't making it home when the police got behind you. Every time them lights got behind you, you was nervous, thinking like, oh, Lord, let me call my family and let them know I got pulled over. And your wife and your girl and your siblings at home worried if you gonna make it or not. You just have to stay on the phone. Do anybody remember that? I'm not saying that everybody got pulled over. I'm just saying, do anybody remember that? You had to hurry up and call somebody before they come to the window, just so that somebody can hear, just in case they just pull out a gun and unalive you. So they had a backup. You know what I'm saying? Someone said Salaki.
Come.
Go ahead, boy.
That's why every time brother got pulled over, they put out they phone to record. Cause they in fear. They think, oh, let me record real quick. This might lower my chances of being unalive right now or being shot at. Like
Word. That's what they was doing. You right on. That's what they were pulling out their phone. They was risking, and even reaching for your phone and pulling out your phone, you was risking your life. Going to your glove compartment, reaching to getting the things that they asking you for, you was putting your life in jeopardy. Because all they had to say was gun. Pow, 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 pow. I remember that. I remember they shot somebody. Damn, I ain't mistaken. I forgot his name. I think they shot him 49 times.
God, I know what you're talking about when he was laying on the floor.
I don't know exactly what happened to him, but I know that they shot him a exceedingly amount of times. Like one person, like
Con,
you know,
look,
say again.
Con, I know what you're talking about. It was a story, John. I mean, Commander John YAHANNA, he had did on his show like a year ago or something. I believe it was 4th of July or something like that. It was like one of the holidays, and I think it was in Chicago. And I guess the brother was running from them, and then he laid on the floor with his hands up, and they riddled him with bullets.
That's crazy. Normally, police guns hold 17 shots.
God, it
So
was yeah,
that mean at least go ahead.
yeah. Con, it was about four or five of them. They all emptied their clip.
They had to. They get shot that many times. That means everybody shot this man 17 times. Shalom, how about Shimon Shabbarakatah, sir?
Hey, Shalom. Y'all about to What's going on, boy?
Not much, sir. Not much. See you up at there trying to be in the shadows with it.
Nah.
But I'll just get it with you. Yeah,
God,
they shot. So like it, sir.
no, you got it, boy.
That means 4 police officers. How can you listen? I done been to the gun range before. And I can't shoot a target 17 times. It's like pow, 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 pow. You know what I'm saying? And then you're like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Okay, it's cool. Before you know it, the clip is empty. That means they had for this brother to be laying down with his arm out to be shot that amount of times by each of them. Curse that be in the city. Curse that be in the field. What they did to Emmett Till, his body wasn't even recognizable. If you ever see the interview of his mom talking about when she viewed the body, when that you can't even fathom to imagine how his body looked. She said one eyeball was hanging out, his ears was gone, his face was swollen, his teeth was missing, all of that. And they did that to, I don't know how old Emmett Till was. Well, he was like 12. Grown men unaliving a brother like that. Kershaw, you be in the field, and Kershaw, you be in the city. King, go ahead, warrior. Continue reading. Yeah, man, Mario, you there? You good to read, right?
Sir. Verse 17. Cursed shall be thy basket in thy store.
Cursed shall be your basket in your store. The things that you accumulate gonna be cursed because they take it from you. We don't even really have no stores. What happened to the candle lady? We had to sell. I remember back in the hood, the candle ladies had to sell candy out of their house. We went from owning things. Tulsa, Oklahoma. We went from having doctor buildings, our own theaters, our own cleaning service, our own transit service, lawyers, everything, to selling candy out of the back room of our houses, owning land, having the best cows and sheep and ox, to having to not even be able to have those things now. Our basket, we don't even have baskets. We can't even gather up our stuff no more without them trying to take it from us or telling us you can't do this. You can't collect rainwater. How something as natural as rainwater? You can't collect that. You can go to jail for that? If that ain't curse, who have you ever seen or ever heard of a candle lady in Windermere in Beverly Hills? That's the things that we had to resort to. Back in the 40s and 50s, they used to have hidden places for them to go have a good time. Speakeasies. What they used to call them? Juke joints. You couldn't go out. You couldn't have no thriving, reliable business, and them folks not try to come take it from you.
Like,
Go ahead, Warrior.
they hit on the point where you were saying with the rainwater, you know, on Dominican Republic, they can't even fish. They'll go to jail on the own island they live on.
Good night. And not only that, that's the heavy point you bringing up, because even in Jamaica, they taking the beaches away from our Benjamin brothers, selling the land, selling the properties to them East Indians and them Chinese folks. Them folks can't even go to the beach freely, and that's really what Jamaica is known for, their beautiful beaches. And Haiti also. They can't even go to the beach. Come on, and that ain't a curse. You can't even go to a beach and you on an island? That's unheard of. Drop down to verse 32 for me.
Come on, concert. Verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people. And thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long. And thou
Like, hey,
shalt
young man Mario,
come on, concert.
I'm gonna let Trooper one y'all read that. Is that all right?
Come on,
Cause you
concert.
sound like you sound a little low. So I'm gonna let him read it.
Come on, concert.
The water warrior, I appreciate it. You got that for me, Troop?
Where you at?
Deuteronomy 28 and 32.
Come.
And it's lucky. If anything you brothers want to say, y'all more than welcome to bring it out.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
How
And
how how familiar is this? Thy son and thy daughter should be given away to another people. Whose sons and daughters was given away to another people, or even stolen, or took by force? That kind of sounds like something that is called slavery to me.
mm,
Should be given away to another people, not to another family, not married to another family, but given, taken. What Christopher Columbus and them conquistadors did to our Native American brothers, he gave them his soldiers that raided them and unalived them and took over their village as a gift. He gave them underage girls, Native American Indian little girls. He gave them to his soldiers. Pedophilia, way back when. Go ahead, read.
go. Salaki.
Go ahead.
And thine eyes shall look and fall with
And
longing
fail.
and fell with longing for them all the day long. And there shall be no might in thine hand.
You gonna watch as your enemies and as your oppressors take away your children. as they unalive them, as they put them in chains and cart them out to a place you might not never see them again. Yeah, you see them old slave movies, how they used to master one day, well, I'm selling Betty Ann, and the mama will be crying and pleading with the oppressor, don't sell my babies, don't sell my babies. And the other slaves will have to hold her back or hold her down, and she'll be bawling and crying. And they'll just take the babies, and the babies will be young, and they wouldn't know what's going on. Well, they know what was going on, but they'll be crying. And, you know, they never seen them, since half of them never seen their kids ever again. Do you know what kind of mental depression and state that will put somebody in? Just think about somebody taking you from your mama forcefully, dragging you, and your mama crying and you crying, and you never see your mama again. You really think that that's a healthy state of mind? That's traumatizing. That's a curse. That ain't no blessing. How did we benefit from slavery when they taking us away from our family by force, taking our mamas away? You can think. Can you imagine? Can you imagine being 8, 9, 10 years old and somebody selling your mama or both of your parents and you left alone, but other people that so-called raised you up the best way that they can, with their head being, with trying to keep their head down, so the same thing don't happen to them. If that ain't a curse, I don't know what it is. We all done seen the movies, and them just ain't movies because them real life. That's what really happened to us. But it didn't happen to everybody. It didn't happen to everybody. It only happened to the Israelites. Well, hold on. It only happened to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. But they say this is going to happen to the Israelites. So you mean the same thing that happened to the blacks, Hispanics, and the Native Americans happened to Israel? I don't really believe in coincidences like that. It is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. And there should be no might in your hand. I mean, you ain't gonna be able to do nothing about it. You're gonna have to sit there and watch a ball. You know how many of our brothers and sisters unalived themselves after that? How many of them hung themselves or killed themselves because the pain and the anguish and the anger of not being able to help your kids? I don't know how many of y'all have kids or anything like that, but to be able not to help your kids when they asking for your help and they crying, they bawling out for your house, that's a terrible feeling. I got kids, and I can't even think about what I'd do if somebody was hurting my babies or trying to take my babies away, and there's nothing I could do. Nothing I can do because the fear of knowing that my oppressor would kill me, or just not being in the state to where I can do anything. You know what I'm saying? That's a horrible feeling. That's a horrible feeling to not being able to help your kids when they begging and they asking for your help. That's a curse. That's a curse. That's horrible. And sometimes I make myself watch those movies just so I can always keep in mind and remember what they did to us. I'll never forget. Just like they won't never forget 9/11, I'll never forget what y'all did to us over 500, 400 years, and what y'all continue to do to us, what y'all keep doing to the children of Israel, to the Most High chosen people. I'll never forget. You can't pacify me. Oppression making the wise man mad. And Commander General YAHANNA has taught me to be mad of what they did and never forget. Even if they're trying to take that out of schools. They always trying to cover up what they did to you. Always. Never let them forget. Because they ain't gonna never let you. They celebrate 9/11 each year, every year, on time. They never late.
Lucky.
But you supposed to forget about what happened 400 years and what's still happening now. Go ahead, Wade.
On 9/11, they got some person reading the names of everybody that was unalive on that day. So it's like they got a whole memorial for it. But for you and your slavery, man, just forget it. Yeah, it don't make no sense.
Right. You gotta forget, but they reading off names. Do you think they could read off the names of every slave they unalive?
Uh,
That'll take. I don't know how long that'll take. They didn't even know our names. They changed our names, but they couldn't do it. They don't care about you. You was considered property. A living being, a human being, considered property, like a chair or a TV or a car. You wouldn't even. We still not considered 3/5 of a man. That's all we is in the Constitution. And when they was writing that, they wasn't thinking about you.
it's like,
Go ahead, Roy.
and they also had insurance on us. So they had to keep record of us. So if a slave had died at like under the decks, they had to get his name, go back to Africa, show the paperwork, and they say, all right, here, get some more slaves. Like you shipping TVs or something. Like they crazy.
Yeah, that's heavy, and that's the thing about it. They don't care about you. They never did, and they never will. And they like to say, "Well, that ain't all the people. That ain't all the Edomites. That ain't all the Chinese. That ain't all the Arabs. That's just some of them. There's some good ones. There's some good ones." And I say, "Show me where. Make them angry enough. Make them mad enough. Even the blue collar square Edomites will call you a nigga. Soon as you make them mad, they'll call you a nigga, either in front of your face or behind your back. And they usually wait. They usually wait till they get drunk, but to build up the courage to call you one. Or they usually wait till they get mad or do something. You have to do something, they get real angry, and then they'll call you one. Brad at your job, they always take a liking to you and always cool with you. Oh, he cool, man. He cool. He take us like he be buying us beer. Do something to make Brad mad. I guarantee he'll call you a nigga. Let me get verse 48.
Go. Deuteronomy
Oh,
chapter.
1 second. Let me get verse 37 real
Deuteronomy
quick.
chapter 28, verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee.
Read that one again for me, boy.
Come, Deuteronomy 28 and 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment.
No, you should become royalty.
An astonishment.
No, you should become something to be looked up to.
An astonishment.
No, you should become greater than what you are.
An astonishment.
Go ahead.
A proverb and a byword.
And a byword. You should be an African American. You should be Negro. You should be black. You should be a nigger. You should be a wetback. You should be a Mexican. You should be a Native American, an Indian, a savage, a red man. All these are bywords. These are not who you are. This isn't what the Most High called you. All the nations call you that. Even Chinese people, they can't even speak English, but they know how to say nigga. They know how to say that. Nigga. All heathen nations know how to know the word nigga. And they know to call you that.
So
Go ahead, boy.
they don't mix up and call an African a nigga.
No. That's
Ever,
heavy.
ever mix it up. For
That's
some,
heavy.
we both got black skin, but they know the difference between you and me.
Right. And that's a heavy point that you bring out. That's a heavy point that you bring out because just like you said, we both black. So why they didn't call Africans niggas?
Right.
And you know what? I'm going to read the definition of ham in the Bible dictionary, page 213. And this is why they don't call Africans niggas or African American or color or black. It says Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of the 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor or the dark races. Now look, we all dark. They dark and we dark. Not the Negroes. It made a difference, a distinction between the dark, it says the dark races and the Negroes. When both of them are black, both of them are dark. But it said they not the same. Even the definition will tell you that they not the same. You want to know why they not the same? Because one of them cursed by the Most High for not following the law, statutes, and commandment, and the other one ain't because they wasn't given the law, statutes, and commandment. The real Jews are the sons of the slaves. The real Israelites are cursed for not following the law, statutes, and commandment. Let me get verse 48.
Come. Deuteronomy 28 and 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
What?
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
Oh, you know what? That's a good one. My bad. Salakia, warrior. Let me get I want to get 30 real quick because this is another thing that happened to us during slavery, and it's well known that this happened to us because they show it on these movies and they show it in books and also things like that. So Salakia for me for going backwards, but just let me get 30 real quick.
Deuteronomy 28 and 30. Thou shalt betroth a wife,
Thou should get a wife,
and another man shall lie with her.
and another man shall lie with her.
Thou shalt build an house,
You should build a house.
and thou shalt not dwell therein.
You ain't even gonna live in the house. The slaves built the White House. And they can't even go in there. You know what they used to do in the South? If the Edomites, if the so-called white man wanted some land that we own, you know, they would chase us out of town. Either you leave town or we'll kill you, boy. You harass us and burn crosses in the yard. Sometimes they would unallow the father just to let you know that they meant business. You leave this town tonight and don't you come back. That's what they would do just to take our land. Land that could have been passed down from generations to generations. That's what they would do. That's what they did in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And it was said that they used our planes to drop the bombs on us. The few planes that the brothers owned in Tulsa, Oklahoma, they used them to drop bombs on us to run them out of town to take over their business. Isupk brothers, they built houses well. They don't even they come over here and build up houses and stuff and buildings, and they can't even stay here and work because they trying to get the government is trying to deport them. By Commanding General YAHANNA, through Commanding General YAHANNA, we had to go up there and give them brothers clothes, shoes, pants, and stuff like that because they was up there with none of that stuff. And it's cold. That sounds like a curse. You can continue to verse 48. Anything y'all brothers got, y'all can bring it out.
You said drop down to 48?
Yeah, 48 for me.
Go. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
No, you should serve your friends.
Thine enemies.
You should serve people that love you.
Thine enemies.
You should serve somebody that care about you.
Thine enemies.
No, you're going to work for some people like that. You're going to get paid for everything that you do.
You shall serve thine enemies.
The Most High said you're going to serve your enemies. You're going to serve them. They ain't your friends. They're your enemies. Now, who did our people serve in slavery? They damn sure didn't serve their friends or their family. The Lord called them your enemies. Today, the difference between our ancestors and, the slavery times and this time is they knew who their enemies was.
Mm-hmm.
They knew it. Nowadays, you think everybody your friend. And they constantly show you that ain't true.
So
Go ahead.
Our ancestors, they wanted the white man to be expelled off the earth. But now you want Christ to come back to save him.
Yeah, they wanted, you right, true. They wanted them, what it say, swing low, sweet chariot.
Hmm?
They wanted to get away from that land because they know that this wasn't where it was at. And you want Christ to come and save the same people that was hanging your ancestors, tying them to horses and pulling their body apart, putting to their body split in two, feeding our babies to alligators. Come on, man. That sounds like a curse to me. It's a lie.
Like if I could, also could not.
So like, go ahead, sir.
God, if it's well too, get a brother a hand, because brother bringing out so heavy information, man. I just want to piggyback on the verse that you just read. Like this is right here is a straightforward cut to anybody who often say, well, we have ourselves to blame as black people for the reason why we in the condition we in. Right. So most people will blame us for it. Right. They'll love to shift the blame to us. They'll even bring up the fact about um well, black people were selling black people. You know what I'm saying? Not knowing that those Africans that was selling other black people were not the same people. You get what I'm saying? And the Bible lets you know what type of people was selling those black people. What type of people was putting them in the plantation and working them in the cotton field and working them in the sugar cane field. Or you get what I'm saying? Like these people were not your friends, right? We have enemies. That's what we don't understand. And yes, we did break the Lord's commandments, right? We did wicked in the sight of the Lord. And the Lord forewarned us. He told us, like, listen, if you don't follow what I tell you to do, these are the punishments you're gonna go under, right? But that don't take away the fact that these other nations are your enemies.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? That don't
Right.
take away the excuse of them not loving you. You get what I'm saying? They don't love you when it comes down to it. They are
Right.
not your people. They're not your equal. They're not your friend. You get what I'm saying? And the Lord was warning us to let us know that the people that hate our guts is going to put us in slavery if we don't keep his commandments. Right?
Right.
He didn't say, well, because of you breaking the commandments, all the blame just goes towards you. Somebody has to answer to the fact that you don't know your identity. Somebody has to answer for that. Somebody has to answer, like you brought up Kanak for Emmett Till. Somebody has to answer for that, right? These are injustices that's been going on for over 400 years, and he has never let up. If you think in 2023 that you are not related to these punishments that we're reading about right now, you're sadly mistaken. You know what I mean? Because we're still going through it till this day, right? And we are right in saying that our oppressor is the devil the Bible speaks of. And we are right in pointing the blame and pointing the finger at this beast who put us in slavery for over 400 years, right? And of course, we have things that we have to get right within ourselves. We have things that we have to do within our communities, but that still don't take away the fact that these people hate us and they are our enemies. You get what I'm saying? So I just wanted to add that point. I was gonna,
So like,
but
and like it, sir. For the life of me, I can't understand like why Christians and other people reject that we are under punishments, because the people of the punishment is the people that's gonna get salvation. And like it just mind boggles me, like why you want everybody else to be under the punishments? Like, because people are the punishments against salvation. So whoever going under the punishments is who getting the salvation. And you say everybody getting the salvation, but everybody has not been through the punishments. So like,
Nah, that's heavy. That's a heavy point. Like everybody wants to be a black man, a Native American Indian man, or a Mexican man until it ain't cool to be one. Until they risking they freedom and deportation or being split or getting unalived in the street. It's cool to act like us, to mimic us, to copy us, but you don't really want to be us because you ain't ready for this hardship life that we live. You ain't ready for these curses. You ain't ready for it. And that just goes to show you that we are the children of Israel because we're the only ones that go through these things constantly. every day. They don't have to worry about walking out their door and might not making it back. They are sure that they're gonna make it back home. We don't have that same luxury. Black man, Hispanic man, Native American, Indian man. We don't have that comfortability to know, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to work and I'll be home. Every day is a battle. Every day is a struggle. Every day is a day where you cannot make it home. But under Commanding General YAHANNA and the I.S.U.P.K, we have some reassurance that the Lord is with us if we follow his laws, statutes, and commandments, and we turn back to him. You have a better chance of making it back to your family when you're serving the Lord the correct way. You have a better chance of doing that. Go ahead, warrior, keep reading.
Come. Which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
And you shall serve, and you shall, it's like it. You shall, and it's like it. You shall serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee. And in hunger, when we hunger, where we got to go? Some of us, we ain't even allowed to grow our own food because they don't even allow us to buy houses. You got to have a certain amount of credit score to get a house nowadays, and to have a garden to grow your own food, like a farm and stuff. You got to have land, and they don't even want to really give us land. They want to keep us confined in the area. So where you got to go? You got to go to Walmart, Publix, Aldi's. And in hunger, to buy your food, to keep food in your house, you got to go to your enemies and buy it. But when you had your own, you didn't have to do that. When you was following the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, you had your own sheep, your own cattle, your own fields of corn and grain and grapes and all these and that. You didn't have to go to nobody. Now you got to go to them for everything, for in hunger. When you thirsty, like we said, you can't even collect rainwater, the boiler to make clean water. You got to go buy that from the store. And who own all the stores? Your enemies, not your friends, not your relatives. They own. I don't know no brother that owns a Walmart. Yeah, you got mom and pop stores around here and there. We just starting to see those come back alive. Moms and pop stores, which we call them, which is usually the Hispanic grocery stores, or the Caribbean grocery stores. Yeah, we got them, but it ain't too many of those around. You know what I'm saying? You can't even really find them, and they gotta charge a certain amount of price to make some kind of profit, because the oppressor is charging them charging them way more than they would charge a Chinese person. And they said, in want of all things, anything that you want, you got to go to them for. Anything. If you want to buy a car, you got to go to their car lots. You want to buy a house, you got to go to them, to their places where they want to sell. If they want to sell your house, if you want food, water, shelter, you got to go to your enemies. Not everybody have to do that. Only the children of Israel have to do that. Only blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans have to do that. Tell me that we ain't Israel. You can't tell me that we not these people in this Bible.
Like
Go ahead, Warrior.
the Ukrainians, the Chinese, man, they come over here. They instantly got property. Instantly, they instantly could build what they own restaurants and stuff like that. They food spots, but for you to build food spots, you got to go through a 10-year process. Probably steal money and get it up. It's a lot.
Nah, that's a heavy point way that you bet, because they can come in, they can be homeless in their own land, or come over here and get uh um a loan to get a restaurant and open it up the same day. You got to fight tooth and nail to try to own a store, open up a store. You've been over here over 400 years. They just came over here last week. They sending billions of dollars to Ukraine when the billions of dollars could be helping out the ghettos and the barrios and the reservations. And some reservations don't even have running water. Don't even have clean water. That show you that they don't love you. They don't care about you. That show you that. They can send billions of dollars across to another place, and you right here in this country. These people don't even live over. Them Ukrainians don't even live over here. They don't even live there, and they get funded. How come it's homeless people in the streets of America? If you got billions of dollars to send somewhere else, why can't you put that back into your own country? Do I know why? Because it ain't here for us. They don't care about how we are in this land. Long as we here doing what they want us to do, long as we here celebrating their holidays, long as we here spending our hard-earned money on their things, that's all they care about. The oppression gonna continue. It ain't gonna never stop until we turn back into the Lord and follow his laws, statutes, and commandments, till we come back into our own, till we start loving each other. That's why Christ said, love one another, because in love, you will look out for that person that look just like you, that live like how you, that suffer like how you do. You will want them to be doing well. And when you try to do that, they push drugs into the neighborhood. They kicked the father out of the household. They did everything they could to disrupt your way of living because they knew who you are and you didn't know it. That's a curse. And not everybody go through that. They ain't breaking up so-called white people homes. And them kids are crazy as hell. They could be having a bad day one day and just decide they want to go shoot up a school. They just arrested two fifth graders for plotting a mass shooting at the school, at an elementary school. I just seen it on the news yesterday in Lake County down here in Florida. Why? Because their mom probably took away their PlayStation. I told them they couldn't do this. So when they get mad, they come and unalive you. They come destroy your life because they having a hard day. You to pray. Just like that heathen woman ran into one of our schools up in Indiana because they seen the Dawadah on the front door, the shield of David. They not knowing that they thought it was a Jewish place. And it was brothers and sisters in there and kids in there. And she said somebody has to do something. She admitted to it. A terrorist attack on us still to this day. They've been waged war on us. They have a perpetual hatred towards us. I'm looking for that. I'm looking for that one. Where is it?
What is it?
The one where it say, and this should be, I think it's, where is it? Oh, verse 46. This is the clear cut that show everything that I'm saying, the Bible's saying. Let me get 46 real quick. Because Deuteronomy 28, if you can't read that and making a connection towards what's happening today, making a connection between the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans and the children of Israel that's going to go through these curses for not following the law, statutes, and commandments, if you can't make a connection with that, with these scriptures, something wrong. Ray Charles can see that. He can't even see. Can you read that from the Warrior? Verse 46.
Deuteronomy 28 and 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder.
For a what?
For a sign and for a wonder. And upon thy seed forever.
The Lord said, these curses, how you going to know that these are the children of Israel? Because these curses going to be a sign and a wonder upon thy seed forever. Saying that you're going to know that these are the children of Israel by the things they're going through, by the curses. That's how you're going to be able to identify who these people are today. We ain't some fairy tale folks that was living at a time and then just died off. The Lord said, how are you going to know the children of Israel? Because in the last days to come, they're going to go through some curses. And this is going to be the way to identify who they are in these latter days. Name another people on this earth that went through half of the things we went through. Them fake Jewish people, they ain't never been slaves. They had the Holocaust. That happened one time in a time. We've been going through these curses for over 400 years. How long did the World War II last when Hitler was unalive with them? What, 3-4 years? You can't even compare that. It don't even come close. The amount of injustice that we suffer in this country, nobody else goes through that. Over 500,000 abortions a year coming from our people. Millions of brothers in prison. We fill up the prisons. Prisons are big business now. You got some entertainers, investors in private prisons to make money off of you, black man, Hispanic man, Native American, Indian man. Your downfall is their game. If you go to prison, ching, they hit the jackpot. So their laws were put in place to keep you down, that you might not rise again, to keep you in prison, so they can keep unaliving you. That's what their laws were. Their laws weren't meant for you. That's why when you try to be a drug dealer, when you try to be John Gotti, when you try to be all these people that benefit off their crimes, when you try to act like the mob, you don't want to end up in prison or in jail. It don't work for you because it wasn't meant for you to be this way. Our laws were in place to keep us on high, to put us on high, to keep us separate, to keep us holy in the sight of the Most High. That's what our laws was for. That's exactly why the Lord put them there for us. He didn't put them there for everybody. That's why everybody don't suffer from high blood pressure, colon cancer, and diabetes, and AIDS, and all these other things. A lot of them, we the number one in everything. We're the number one in everything that's evil, and everything that's a curse, and everything that's just bad. Without the I.S.U.P.K, I don't know. I don't even want to imagine what this place would be like. Because I know the I.S.U.P.K saved my life. It opened up my eyes. It changed me for being a threat to my own people, to showing love and mercy and kindness to my folks, to my people. To like command, like General Muhammad say, showing compassion for one another. That's what we need. We need to come together and realize we are the same people. We are the children of Israel, black and brown. Let me get verse 61.
Come on, go. Deuteronomy 28 and 61. Also, every sickness and every plague
Every what?
and every plague
High blood pressure.
and every plague
Go HIV and AIDS.
and every plague
Uh um uh every sickness and every plague. That's identification. Being an alcoholic is a sickness. Being a drug addict is a sickness. High blood pressure is a sickness and a plague. Diabetes is a sickness and a plague. Depression. Stockholm syndrome. Go ahead.
come, which is not written in the book of this law.
Which is what?
Which is not written in the book of this law.
You don't hear nothing about diabetes in the Bible.
AIDS,
AIDS, cancer, high
much.
blood pressure. It said it ain't even gonna be written in this law, but it's gonna be a plague and a sickness that the Lord gonna put on the children of Israel for a sign and a wonder, to let you know who these people are. Go ahead, Warrior.
And the Jew, and the so-called Jew, he over there having gay parade. I, I mean, they probably do have AIDS or whatever, but I ain't see a case.
Now, cause they ain't gonna show you that. They're gonna make it seem like, oh, only the Black, Hispanic, and Native American community have that. They're gonna make it seem like we're the only ones that create those things. When you don't learn every vile and horrific act from your oppressor. You learn how to unalive your brother for nothing from your oppressor. You learn how to keep your brother and your sister down from your oppressor. You learn how to Do all those things from your oppressor, because your power, your most high, the most high of Israel, he said, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not covenant, thou shalt not commit adultery. He told you not to do those things, but you learned it from your oppressor. From not standing, what they say, from not for not standing on business. You got to be taught again. You got to be taught again who you are and where you come from. You don't know where you're going and you don't know where you come from. These things you gotta be taught by men that are able to teach you. This is what needs to be done. Because without that, you just lost. The valley of dry bones. Where we at with it, boy?
we still in 61.
You still at 61?
Come on. We at the end.
Go ahead.
Damn what the Lord bring upon thee until thou be destroyed.
The Lord gonna bring these things upon you till he had destroyed you. The crack era, that was a sickness. You know how many lives and families that thing destroyed? The late 70s and the 80s and the 90s. That was a curse from the Most High. Then if that wasn't enough, then came the AIDS era, HIV. Oh man. Someone say Salaki?
Oh God. I'm reading up a little bit. I'm looking at verse 54. And verse 54, this is kind of heavy to me. So like it. Verse 54, Deuteronomy 28.
Go on and bring that up. What did it say?
It says, so that the man that is tender among you, and
Wait. So that the who?
that the man that is
Uh-huh.
tender and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave.
Good night. If that ain't Planned Parenthood,
Right.
if that ain't the child support system, they say so that the man that is tender and delicate among you, that's effeminate. That's being effeminate. That's what they teaching these boys nowadays. To act like women. The
It's
Bible calls them tender and delicate. That's something you call a woman.
right.
They say in the latter. It's like so. What's it? They say in the later days, this man gonna be tender and delicate like a woman, and his eye gonna be evil towards his brother. He gonna hate his brother. Not only he gonna hate his brother, he gonna hate his woman, his support system. Then not only he gonna hate his woman, he gonna even hate his own kids, and he gonna leave them. Single parents. There you go. Who are the most single parents in this country? Blacks and Native Americans and Hispanics. Go ahead, Warrior.
Like,
Go ahead. You got it.
like it. Oh, about the delicate part. I had seen this video of this little boy. His father was whooping him because he was acting like a female, and I guess his homeboy posted it. And everybody in the comments, you should let that little boy be what he want to be. As child abuse. this not right, because the homeboy was laughing. They're like, this not funny. This is child abuse. I'm like, the father got a right to whoop the son for being for acting feminine. So like,
You right. I remember back in the day, they started coming up where you couldn't even whoop your kids no more. Somebody caught you disciplining your children, they could call the police and DCF and come take your kids. Single women raising kids, raising young men to be delicate and tender. And they're the ones out here committing all the crime. They're the ones that breaking in people's houses. They're the ones that's unaliving each other over rap song and false beef and neighborhoods and street corners that don't even belong to them. Because she chose to leave her man, or the man chose to leave her. His eye was evil towards his family, towards his woman, towards his brother, and his kids. That's an effeminate trait, to leave when things get hard. Commander General YAHANNA taught us to fight through it and work through it. Don't leave. You can't leave that woman. Unless she sleep with another man, you can't leave that woman. Fight through it. Work it out. Stay together. They said that was a curse. The Lord said that's a curse. That's another curse for a man to turn his back on his family. Lil Nas X and what he got going on, that's a curse. How you a part of the LGBTQ community, but you singing gospel music? Didn't the Most High say he against that? You got men turning themselves or trying to turn themselves into women to go dominate women's sports. That ain't a curse. What, you couldn't make it as a man? So you want to go have your eye evil towards your woman or towards women? You leaving your children alone and not have a father figure? That's a curse. You not being in your children's life. That's a curse. No matter what the woman said, yeah, they make it hard sometimes. Child support and neglecting, not letting you see your kids, but there's ways you can fight that. There's plenty of brothers in the I.S.U.P.K that done got full custody over their kids.
so like
That ain't no excuse. Go ahead, Roy.
verse 56. This this should be a scripture about child support right here. It
Bring
says,
it up.
the tender and delicate woman among you, which will not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness. Her eye shall be evil to the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter. Like,
They said the woman used to be so tender and delicate, her feet down there didn't even touch the ground. And when she was in her righteous state of mind, when she followed the law, statutes, and commandments, her foot didn't even touch the ground. But when she stopped doing that, what they say? Real lab, give by the you know what I'm saying?
come.
That's what I'm saying. That's what they promote. FREE, free, you know what I'm saying? That's what they promote. Dogging men out nowadays. They don't even care about you. Sexy Red, take your man, take it down. Take your man. They don't care about you, brothers. They promote these women, these female rappers, Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, even Beyonce, tell you to leave that. Oh, he broke. What Cardi B say? Broke niggas don't deserve no box. What the money got to do with anything? You mean that's the value of your body is worth money? Like if
Bro,
he ain't got no money, he can't a brother can't be with you.
like,
Go ahead.
like y'all was having a conversation with this one sister, and she was basically saying that she was like, if a girl, if she basically talking about herself and her relationship, she say, if I'm giving him the box and he can't pay $20 for some food or something, I was like, so what, you trying to call yourself a prostitute? Then she got all mad. I'm like, you the one that's saying, you saying he can't spend no money on you, blah blah. You basically saying you just nothing but worth money. Is what you saying. Like,
Right. And this is the difference between a prostitute and these women out here today. Most of these women out here today. We ain't talking about my I.S.U.P.K sisters. My I.S.U.P.K sisters know what's up. But this is the difference between them and them other women, a prostitute and the other women's out here. A prostitute know that selling her body is her profession. That's her job. She made that her job. These other sisters out here are in denial. Because if you sleeping with a man to pay your light bill, to pay your rent, to buy you clothes, to buy you food, that's what prostitutes do. But they know that they're a prostitute. You acting like you better than them, but you doing this and you in the same thing. Selling your body for a bag, a purse, for a chain, a watch, a necklace, some clothes, designer clothes, a car. You're being a prostitute. The thing is, you just don't know it. Your eyes evil towards your man. These female rappers is telling you to, oh, leave that nigga, don't this and that. And meanwhile, they married. Cardi B is married to Offset. Talking about she don't cook, she don't clean. She got a whole husband. Beyonce talking about all the single ladies. You ain't single. What you even making a song about talking about all the single ladies for? You married to Jay-Z. You been married. You been dealing with that man since you was 19 years old. Sexy Red. Ski. She prayed it doing shows. She dealing with a man. She got a man. She pregnant right now. Barefooted on stage with her behind out and her belly out doing shows. But they telling you to make your eye evil towards your own husband and your kids. When you say, I don't need no man, get out my house, you being evil towards your kids because you denying them their father. You denying them the chance to be raised by two parents. That's a curse, sis. You been taught not knowing how to keep a man because your mama didn't know how to keep no man. She ain't taught you how to keep no man. So she couldn't keep no man, so you ain't gonna keep no man. Your grandma couldn't keep no man.
like,
That's a generation curse. Your granddaddy left, your mama daddy left, your daddy left. And they all want to say something evil towards that man. That's a curse. Somebody say Salaki?
come. I was gonna say, they all left when they felt unhappy. So you go find a husband. You gonna do the same thing.
If they find somebody to marry. Most likely they're gonna run them off. Because they're listening to Cardi B. They're listening to Megan Thee Stallion. Megan Thee Stallion was reportedly being with the baby and Tory Lanez at the same time. And She had a man. What happened? She put Tory Lanez in jail for shooting her. But nobody don't talk about that. They don't talk about how she being promiscuous and having sex with all these different guys, and you got a man. Come on. That's a curse. Captain Cuttazar said something like, if niggas stop supporting women from being hoes, they'll stop being hoes. Excuse my French. Niggas be egging that shit on and supporting that shit. Because they tender and delicate. Passport bros. Oh, you can't get no woman in America, so you go to some poor country where prostitution is part of the economy, and you go sleep with sisters over there, most likely our Hispanic sisters. You go sleep with them for money and leave and feel like you something, you Top Gun or you somebody. You ain't got no game in America because these women over here is rough and they tough and you just can't say anything. You ain't smooth at all. So you'd rather go pay a woman to lay with you instead of treating a sister right, taking care of that sister, making sure she all right. You rather do that because your eye evil towards your woman and towards these sisters. That's a curse. Ain't nothing honorable about being a passport, bro. You're a traveling trick. That's all that is. That's all that is. You can go and be a big man in another country, but when you get over here, you tender and delicate. Your woman run your household. Your kids rule over you, or you just leave them. Don't care how they grow up, how they fare in this world. You don't care because America allowed you to do that. Not the Lord God of Israel. He don't want no cowards. He don't want no excuses. Let me get verse 68, if I could.
Come, Deuteronomy 28:68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Hold up. The Lord will bring us where?
Into Egypt again.
Hold on, you mean the place that he led us out? We going again?
La.
Read it again?
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with
Okay.
ships.
With what?
With ships.
Now, if anybody know the landmass of Egypt and Israel, they know they're connected. You don't need no ship to leave. We walked out of there. We walked. It said the Lord will bring you again into Egypt with ships. It's talking about bondage. It's talking about slavery. This time, when you go into slavery, you going in it with ships. Go ahead.
So look, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
There you go again. First, we were serving our enemies. Lord said, you ain't gonna see this place no more. This time, where you going, you ain't gonna see it no more.
So
And
like,
you gonna be sold it to your enemies. Somebody said, so like,
oh God, so when it say by the way whereof I spake unto thee, is that talking about Israel? That's talking about the landmaster Israel, where he spoke to us.
Yeah, I believe so. I believe it was talking about like you ain't gonna see that land no more. We ain't seen it no more since then.
Oh God.
So you ain't gonna see your own land no more. And where you going, you're gonna be sold to your enemies. Not that you're gonna work off some land and you're gonna work, you know what I'm saying, work to be a help hired help. You're gonna be sold to your enemies. These your enemies don't care about you. Your enemies don't care if you live or die.
Mm-hmm.
They hate your guts. They wish you would die. And they're gonna try their best to make you unalive. Go ahead.
Oh God. And there you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen,
For slave men and slave women. Go ahead.
and no man shall buy you.
And nobody gonna save you. You're gonna be sold into your enemies for slave men and slave women, and nobody gonna save you. You're gonna be sold to your enemies. And how you gonna get there? How you gonna get into this captivity? By ships. Now, if that don't sound like this transatlantic slave trade, hey,
Ain't no help for you.
I don't know what else to tell them. The truth, I don't know what else to tell them. We done broke this thing down for over 2 hours, scripture by scripture. Here a little, there a little, line upon line, showing that the things that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans going through in this land, in this hellhole called America and New Babylon, the Lord said the Israelites, the children of Israel, are gonna be going through this, and nobody else. And nobody else has been going through this, and nobody ever will else go through this unless they the children of Israel, according to the Most High Word. Can't nobody tell me otherwise. Using this book, can't nobody show me otherwise nowhere else that we're not the children of Israel. That blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are not the children of Israel. Because don't nobody else go through the things we go through to this day. From that time to this time, nobody else went through this. So you got anything else, James? I mean, Salakis, my bad, True. You got anything else?
Con, I was gonna say, and that verse alone could just show you that Bible when he talking about us, because no, there was no other recorded history of people being sold to the enemies for bondage on ships. Like, and Book of Jeremiah say, the Lord from the gather you from the land of the north. Like, like there's nothing else you could do for him that can't believe it. Ain't nothing else you could do for him.
Ain't nothing else. You're right. That's heavy. That's why this is our book. These are our records. Ain't nothing else. Ain't nothing else nobody else can say. You know what I'm saying? So with that, we're gonna end the class. You know what I'm saying? Big it up, big it up. The water for everybody coming through, the water for everybody online. You know what I'm saying? The water for y'all bearing with me. We getting there, y'all. We getting there, truth. You know what I'm saying? The water to also Tawashad, the water to a trooper named One Yala, y'all man Mario, and y'all just remember, don't never forget who y'all are. according to these scriptures. Let's turn back to these laws, statutes, and commandments so we can get the hell out of this hellhole.
Come on.
Shalom.
Lord, sir.